A bipartisan group of lawmakers from Florida first learned of breaches by Russian hackers inside 2 county computer networks from a single line tucked into Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. And now they're working to make sure that does not happen again, unveiling new legislation. Spectrum News 13's Washington Bureau reporter Samantha-Jo Roth has been covering this story very carefully, continues to do so this afternoon. SJR, good afternoon. What is this bill about?
Well, Eric, this bill would require the Department of Homeland Security to notify state and local officials, as well as certain members of Congress and those voters personally impacted by election security breaches. Now, Representatives Michael Waltz and Stephanie Murphy, who both have a background in military national security, are sponsoring this bill along with 13 other members of the Florida delegation. Now, Waltz and Murphy really have been leading the charge on this effort. They were the two who demanded a classified briefing from the FBI after learning about breaches in Florida election systems from the Mueller report. Now, the goal of this legislation is to ensure that there is proper notification and communication between the appropriate state, local, and federal government agencies when an unauthorized intrusion happens. Now, there is a narrow exception to this if a federal official believes disclosing information would compromise national security. Now, say they need to be notified about situations like the one that played out in 2016 to ensure that they promptly respond to situations in the future.
What I'm looking at from my perspective is how is the intelligence community, how is the Department of Defense, how is the FBI and Homeland Security all working together to make sure that we have the appropriate intelligence, to make sure that we have the appropriate defenses at a federal level, and then to make sure that those are communicated down to the counties and the states, and if there's some type of breach that Congress is notified.
I think it's incredibly important for members of Congress, state and local officials, as well as the voting public, to know when an election hack has happened. We need to know so that we can respond and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Well, this bill has been in the works for a few months now, and members in the Senate on both sides of the aisle right now are considering similar legislation. They may be introducing that in the upper chamber in the near future. Reporting in Washington, Samantha-Jo Roth, Spectrum News 13.
All right, Samantha-Jo, thank you very much.